it machine learning, neural networks, big data, cognitive systems, or genetic algorithms, among others. I will simply refer generically to the product of their efforts as synthetic intellects. Synthetic intellects are not programmed in the conventional sense. You cobble them together from a growing collection of tools and modules, establish a goal, point them to a trove of examples, and set them loose. Where they wind up is unpredictable and not under their creator's control. Synthetic intellects will soon know more about you than your mother does, be able to predict your behavior better than you can, and warn you of dangers you can't even perceive. I will describe in some detail how synthetic intellects work and why they transcend our common preconceptions of what computers can do. The second class of new systems arises from the marriage of sensors and actuators. They can see, hear, feel, and interact with their surroundings. When they're bundled together, you can recognize these systems as robots. But putting them into a single physical package is not essential. In fact, in most cases, it's undesirable. The sensors may be sprinkled throughout an environment, on the tops of streetlights or in other people's smartphones, with their observations harvested and siloed in some distant server farm, which then uses this information to formulate a plan. The plan may be executed directly by controlling remote devices or indirectly, for example, by coaxing you to take some desired action. Often, the results of these actions are immediately sensed, leading to continuous revision of the plan, just as you do when you guide your hand to pick up an object. You are part of such a system when you follow automated driving directions. The program, monitoring your location and speed, usually by GPS, directs you, often pooling your information with that of other drivers to detect traffic conditions, which it uses in turn to route you and them more efficiently. Perhaps the most remarkable of these systems will appear deceptively simple because they accomplish physical tasks that people consider routine. While they lack common sense and general intelligence, they can tirelessly perform an astonishing range of chores in chaotic, dynamic environments. To date, automation has mostly meant special-purpose machines relegated to performing repetitive single tasks on factory floors where the environment is designed around them. In contrast, these new systems will be out and about, tending fields, painting houses, cleaning sidewalks, washing and folding laundry. They may be working in concert with human workers to lay pipes, harvest crops, and build houses, or they may be deployed independently in dangerous or inaccessible places to fight fires, inspect bridges, mine the seabed, and fight wars. I will refer to these embodied systems as forged laborers. Of course, these two types of systems, synthetic intellects and forged laborers, can work in unison to perform physical tasks that require a high level of knowledge and skill, such as fixing cars, performing surgery, and cooking gourmet meals. In principle, all these developments will not only free you from drudgery, but make you more efficient and effective, if you're lucky enough to be able to afford them. Bespoke electronic agents may promote your personal interests, represent you in negotiations, and teach you calculus, but not all such systems will be working on your behalf. Humans are suckers for the quick win. What Jaron Lanier presciently calls siren servers will custom tailor short-term incentives to your desires, persuading you to do things that may not be in your long-term interests. The irresistible lure of temporary bargains and faster delivery may obscure the gradual destruction of the lifestyle that you hold near and dear. You can order a new rice cooker online tonight and get it delivered tomorrow, but the cost doesn't include the gradual closing of retail stores near your home and the neighbors it puts out of work. It's one thing for these systems to recommend what music you should listen to or what toothbrush you should buy. It's quite another when we permit them to take action on their own, or, to use today's buzzword, make them autonomous. Because they operate on timescales we can barely perceive, with access to volumes of progress may seem gradual on a data we can't comprehend. They can wreak havoc on an unimaginable scale in the blink of an eye, shutting down electrical grids, placing all airplane takeoffs on hold, canceling millions of credit cards. You might wonder why someone would build a system.